Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is February 10th, 2024, and Vitor Roque has given his first extensive interview since joining Barcelona, where he has discussed a myriad of topics, including the shocking words that the referee told him when he showed him his second yellow card. Also, I am going to give you an update about Ibrahim Diarra, who's already training with Barcelona's academy teams. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag, and if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for kit bag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, we begin with the news that Vitor Roque has given his first extensive interview since he joined Barcelona at the end of December. This interview was given to Mundo Deportivo, where Vitor Roque spoke about a myriad of topics, starting about what he thought about football in Spain in comparison to Brazil. In regards to that, Vitor Roque said, "Brazil and Spain are different countries, different football, and I'm trying to learn as much as possible from the players on the field and in the locker room. And this is making it easier for me to adapt." So Vitor Roque, of course, mentioning the most obvious thing, that football in Spain is a lot different than football in Brazil. It's obviously it's faster, it's more intense, it's more competitive, and therefore he needs to adapt to that. That's going to be a big adaptation. It's a big jump in football level or football skill. And I know a lot of people have been complaining about Vitor Roque hasn't been getting a lot of minutes. Well, this is exactly why. Because not only does Vitor Roque have to get used to his new teammates, have to get used to the new style of play of his new team, but he also has to get used to football in Spain. So that explains why Vitor Roque hasn't been getting much playing time. But of course, as time goes by and as he adapts more and more, then he will become more ready to play more and more minutes. And of course, there is that issue of his fitness, where it was reported that he was not fully fit because, of course, he spent 3 months on injury. Then he was another month off between his marriage and the Christmas holiday. So he wasn't fully fit, but now he's getting back into shape. So hopefully we'll start seeing more and more minutes out of the Brazilian wonder kid. Now, Vitor Roque spoke about learning from other teammates and what teammates have been helping him with his adaptation. And in regards to that, Vitor Roque said, "Rafinha, because he's also Brazilian, Araujo, João Felix, and Cancelo, because they are Portuguese, are helping me a lot." Of course, Araujo is not Portuguese. He is Uruguayan, but he does speak Portuguese. That's what Vitor Roque meant. And finally, he said, "Yes, it helps a lot. I try to learn as much as possible from those who have more experience, but also from young people from whom I also have a lot to learn, and that helps both on the field and in the locker room." So pretty cool words from Vitor Roque, who shows, a very humble, down-to-earth mentality, where he says that he's not only there to learn from the experienced and older players, but he's also there to learn from the young players as well, because he understands that they're more familiar with the Barcelona style of play. This is really cool to see, because a lot of times when teams sign these wonder kids, these kids who have a lot of promise, who have a lot of hype around them, they come with some ego, they come with a chip on their shoulder, thinking, they're going to arrive and be the stars. Not in the case of Vitor Roque. He seems to be down to earth, very humble. He seems to understand that before he can become a star, first he has to learn, first he has to adapt, and he doesn't mind learning from everybody on the team, not just the older, more experienced one, but from the younger ones as well. Now, one specific player that Vitor Roque has been learning from is, of course, Robert Lewandowski. And in regards to that, the Brazilian kid said, "Yes, he is an incredible player. Like everyone in the locker room, he's a player who has made football history. I try to learn as much as possible from him. He always has the will to work. When the training ends, I go with him and try to follow in his footsteps to learn as much as possible. Yes, he tells me that I am still very young, to rest assured, because I have a bright future ahead of me." So really cool that Lewandowski is not only willing to teach Vitor Roque, but that Vitor Roque is willing to learn as much as possible from the Polish striker, because we might all be not happy with or upset with Lewandowski's form as of late. But of course, we cannot forget that Lewandowski is one of the greatest strikers of our generation, someone who has been scoring 40, 50 goals for the past 10 seasons, someone that has won everything there is to win, including a treble and a sextuple. So it's really cool to see Vitor Roque learning from the best, because once Lewandowski's gone, then Vitor Roque is going to be the one to fill his shoes. And hopefully with his skill, with his young age, with his ambition, and with the experience and the skills that he has learned from Lewandowski, we can have a total beast in that center forward position. Now, Vitor Roque was asked about Xavi Hernandez and about Xavi's decision to resign. And in regards to that, the Brazilian wonder kid said, "We were sad for him in the locker room, but we are certain that we will do our best for him and for ourselves until the end of the season. It is difficult, but Xavi told us that he is going to continue until the end of the season, and we have to work for him and win all the games until the end of the season. We are together and we want to win titles." So Vitor Roque kind of repeating the message that we've been seeing as of late, whether it was Lewandowski at his home or Sergio Roberto in the locker room when Xavi spoke to them after announcing his resignation, or even several players who have said the same, repeated the same message during post-match interviews, saying that they're all sad that Xavi is going to leave, so they're going to work as hard as possible to end the season on a strong note. And I have to say, even though I am happy that the players are willing to end the season on a strong note, because we need to, in order for the club's financial viability. Barcelona need to finish in the top 4 spots to make it to the Champions League. They also need to hopefully get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League to also, earn that money that we need. And even though I'm glad that the players are willing to work hard and try to achieve those goals, I got to say I'm not too happy about this message. And now that it's coming from Vitor Roque, because Vitor Roque has nothing to do with this, but I think I'm not happy that it's taken the players this long and to get to this point until they finally want to work hard for Xavi Hernandez. And I don't think that a manager of a team has to quit, has to resign in order for the players to start working hard. They should be doing that since day number one, since number one day, first day, whatever. And that's why I'm not too happy about this message. Again, I'm happy that they're willing to end the season strong, but I think they should have been working hard since day one. This is why we pay these players millions of euros. This is why these players get signed. This is why these players have contracts, so they can play to the best of their abilities, not wait until the coach resigns or announces his resignation to start doing that. But anyways, this is where we at. Hopefully these players keep their word and we can see them ending the season strong. Now, Vitor Roque was asked about that second yellow card that he got in the match against Alaves. And in regards to that, Vitor Roque said, "I think the yellow card was unfair, at least the second one. And now I have to serve the suspension. This is the referee's decision, and the club has tried to appeal in every way. So I have no choice. At first, I did not understand. It was a ball in which a defender came towards me with his foot in front, and when I saw him, I tried to turn my foot so as to not collide with him or get injured. But the player started screaming, and the referee showed me a red card. I was confused." I was confused too, Vitor Roque, because as Roque said, it was him who was being tackled recklessly. He moves his leg, otherwise he would have gotten injured, and yet he's the one who receives the red card. And in the report, the referee puts that it was Vitor Roque who had done a reckless tackle, which is absolutely astonishing. I don't understand. I don't think anybody who saw that play understood what was going on. Of course, as I reported yesterday, Barcelona have lost their second appeal. Of course, the competitions committee upheld the red card. Barcelona appealed that to the appeals committee. They've also upheld that. So Vitor Roque will definitely serve the suspension in tomorrow's match against Granada. Now, Vitor Roque said he asked for explanation, and what the referee told him was shocking, or at least to me, it was shocking. And this is what the referee told Vitor Roque. "I asked the referee to explain why he gave me a second yellow card. He said, it's not like Brazil here." Who's talking about that? That this is not like Brazil. And I just had to respect the decision and walked off the field. So Vitor Roque asked the referee what's going on with the second yellow. He says, this is not Brazil. My question is, had a referee said to Vinicius Jr., what would have been the reaction? I think you know what it would have been. And I think this is absolutely unacceptable. It's very unprofessional. It's disrespectful. What does Brazil have anything to do with this? What is the referee trying to hint? He's trying to say that somehow the Spanish league is so above Brazil, that Spain is so above Brazil, that this is not Brazil. You know, we do things here according to the rules. Like, what is he trying to imply? It's absolutely disgusting. But at this point, I'm not surprised about La Liga's referees. And again, if this was Vinicius Jr. getting this response, you can only imagine the outrage. But since it's Barcelona player, who cares, right? But anyways, the next update is regarding Ibrahim Diarra. As I reported before, this is a 17-year-old Malian attacker. Barcelona first noticed him in the World Cup, under-17 World Cup, where he ended up third. And Ibrahim Diarra ended up winning the highest assist provider award, having provided 4 assists. He was the second highest scorer of the tournament, having provided 5 goals as a result. Having scored 5 goals, and as a result, he got the silver boot, which you see that in the picture in his hand. He is someone who can play on the wings. He can play through the center. He can play as an attacking midfielder, an incredibly talented attacker who Barcelona have signed. He has already arrived in Barcelona to train with Barca Athletic and with the other academy teams. And the update is that the Barcelona coaches are extremely impressed with this youngster. They're very impressed with his speed. They're impressed with his dribbling abilities. They're impressed with his shot. And they're impressed with his strength and physicality. They say that all the reports that Barcelona had received from their scouts when Diarra was still in Africa, they said they were all have been proven to be correct. They were all accurate. And they're very, very impressed with this young man. And this is, of course, great news for Barcelona, who did a great job scouting this youngster out of the Africa Foot Academy in Mali. This is an academy that Barcelona have an agreement with, where Barcelona funds the academy. I think it's 2 or 3 million euros a year that Barcelona pays them in order to develop football in Africa. And in exchange, Barcelona get to pick the top 2 players at the end of each season if they want to sign them or not. In this case, they did decide to sign Diarra. Now, Diarra is 17 years old, does not turn 18 until December, so until the end of the year. So until then, Diarra will not be able to play with any Barcelona teams. He's just going to be training there so he can learn, adapt to Barcelona style of play, adapt to the La Liga. And that way, when he does get registered in the winter transfer market of 2025, he can hit the ground running. And I have to say, given what the reports are saying so far, I'm very excited to see this youngster with the Barcelona team. But anyways, that is all the news for today. Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. And as always, Visca Barça.